Hey guys, here showing off kind of my Plex media server setup. Um, so one thing, it did take me quite a long time to rip everything. I went through, I think, like 400, 500 DVDs and ripped them all. Um, and this is through several different iterations. I actually used to use a couple different programs, but now I'm on Plex. I've got Plex a long time ago too, actually. I got in when it was actually a pretty good deal to get the Plex Pass for life, so I'm a lifer, yay! And kind of went away from it for a little bit. Then I came back, and I'm so excited with what they're doing here. So let's just jump in here. So of course I've got my movies that I've ripped. Like I said, like 400 or so of them come from just ripping them alone, and then there's like 30 or so that come from recording them from TV. And I used to do that a different way, but Plex has made that much easier now, and I'll go into that a little bit here. But you can just go through, you can see, you can click on the movie. I haven't watched it, let's see here. Now, one thing that did change just recently, and I need to go back and fix, is it started changing all my things when I've removed my server like 4 times in the last little bit with this particular setup, testing things, messing around, and I prefer to have it show the actual cover art instead of a screenshot. What I was trying to show, there we go, is when you click on something, it'll show up usually the cast information, stuff like that. Also, some movies will even have like extra features and stuff available, but for some reason when I'm clicking on, I'm not seeing it here. It could be, I'm used to watching it on Xbox or my Apple TV. But yeah, it's got all that information in there. When I click on it in there, I can just jump in and start watching something. I've got my sound muted right now. Yeah, see, I've moved everything around, so I gotta check it out. But typically it works. What I've been setting up is testing, setting it on a. So this isn't running on my computer right now. There's no Plex server here. What it's running on is a virtual machine that I set up within my computer, and the reason to do that is just to test out using it with a VPN for nefarious reasons, to test that. Of course, like I say, always support everyone. Go to the movies. I'm a huge movie goer. I go almost every weekend, Thursday night, and see the new movies. But I digress. Just to test it out, and so I'm running on my VPN within my virtual machine to change my IP address and things like that, just to give it a shot. I'm going to go back to putting it onto my main machine here in just a little bit, but I just wanted to give it a try. The biggest reason is, so of course you can, with HD Home Run Prime or Home Runs, there's 3 different boxes that are supported right now, but when you're a Plex Pass member, you have access to DVR settings, and you can include set up your DVR. So I've got a HD Home Run Prime. I had that a long time ago, and now it's getting some use again. And that allows me to record channels, shows. Now, it doesn't, on through Plex, allow protected media, so your mileage may vary. For me, really only the protected media from my provider is going to be the premium channels, HBO, Showtime, stuff like that. So I can't record those through Plex, but there is a HD Home Run Prime or HD Home Run app on the Xbox One that allows you to be able to watch them. So I can watch them live. I just can't record them, which is totally fine with me. I have HBO. I'll have HBO Go, so it doesn't really matter anyway. Cool. Yeah, so I also have TV shows here. Ripped a couple of them from from the discs, and then a couple of them we're starting to record just for testing out. And And then the other part, the reason why I have it on my VPN and through a VPN on my virtual machine is for the channels. So you can share your channels too. That way they show up in all the other places. And I am processing some stuff and uploading some stuff right now, so that's why it's kind of slow. There we go. But essentially, my go-to, some of these are legit channels, like Crunchyroll, HD Home Run Viewer, I believe, maybe not. Actually, that one's not. It's pretty much just Crunchyroll, Crackle, and Pandora are legit channels. There's a channel you can get, just Google it, WebTools, and that allows you to install other channels through the unofficial app menu, and which these ones come down. And I tested quite a few of them just to see what they were like, and came down to me really liking, of course, FM Movies Plus and Kiss Network. Those are my top two favorite for anything anime, cartoon related, anything movie or TV show related, and then the HD Home Run Viewer to watch live TV on through Plex. Because right now with Plex DVR, you can only record and then watch. You can't watch live, so that's why I have this channel in here. Cloud TV, I didn't really play. I only played around with these a little bit here and there just to test them and see how they worked. But essentially, it's people streaming their either like movies or shows or their channels. Like you get random airings of Fox from Georgia or Alabama, like just all over the country or wherever. Now, one thing I did note, so there was two that I enjoyed testing. There was, I think it was Prime Wire or something like that, and then FM Movies Plus. Now, Prime Wire on the Apple TV was easier to search and navigate. However, it always cut off all the shows like 15 minutes early, and all the movies at like 2 hours. So you never got to the end, which is kind of like, what? But FM Movies allows you to watch it all. However, the search functionality is not as good on the Apple TV, and I'm using the Apple TV 4. But really cool thing about Plex is casting too, and you can just cast to any other open Plex that's connected to the medium. So like, open up Plex on my Apple TV, and then I open up on my phone. This app is way nice on the phone. You can search and everything like that, and then go grab what I want, or I can bookmark things. And then typically what I do is open it up on my phone, find what I'm watching, and then play it, and then just cast it to the Apple TV through my media server. Or sometimes, like if I'm coming back to something in the middle of it, it's not as easy to navigate on the Apple TV, but with the phone and casting it, you can just swipe it straight forward to the spot that you want and then cast it, or cast it and then move it around. That's my preferred method. But like I said, I'm just going to get rid of all this. I was testing it out mostly, and yeah, it was interesting. That's pretty much, I guess I can kind of show, this is what my recordings are showing for Plex. Program guide. Again, I'm doing some uploading, some rendering, a whole bunch of different things in the background, so that's why everything's not loading like instantly like it normally does. And then I need to relocate everything back. I would suggest, if you are going to go and use channels and stuff like that and use a virtual machine with a VPN, I would suggest using getting a VPN that's actually Mac OS. Reason being, there's a couple other channels that are Mac specific, like a Netflix app, so that way you can use it through Netflix, kind of just consolidate everything. That's really why I like Plex. But also, it's got like a game launcher, so you can potentially launch, I think, RetroArch even, but emulators through Plex. Again, you'd have to, who knows how the lag would be. I haven't tested that out because I didn't get a Mac one. I was just testing it, and then I realized that there was someone for that. One other point is if you want to be able to stream to your phone outside of your network using a VPN, one thing that's important is you have to get a VPN that allows you to port forward. Not all do, so just keep that in mind, because if you can't port forward, you can only access it within your network, which is fine for me right now. I actually, when I put it back, I rather be able to access it outside, so I'm traveling around, I can just access it right in there. But you can also sync and stuff, which just downloads it to your device, which is really nice. And then they also have a Plex cloud, so you can, if you move things to your cloud like Dropbox or Google Drive or anything like that, you can sync it to your Plex cloud, and then even if your server's down, you can still play stuff from the cloud, which is kind of cool. But I'm rambling on now, so we're going to go ahead and end right here. Thanks for viewing.